President Trump says the situation with Iran seems to be going well, despite Iran claiming negotiations are stuck at a deadlock. The president's remarks coincide with the U.S. and Tehran exchanging strikes amid a fragile ceasefire. We are also seeing new fighting between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah in Lebanon, further complicating negotiations. CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograd joins us now. Sam, great to have you. What more are we learning about the status of these peace talks?
Well, the world is waiting to see whether Iran and the United States resume with momentum negotiations for an interim agreement to end the war. Just a week or so ago, President Trump met with his closest aides to review the terms of an MOU that negotiators had reportedly come to agreement on. Now, just a week or so later, Iran has on Friday launched one-way attack drones toward the Strait of Hormuz. The United States has launched strikes into Iran, and Iran launched a drone toward neighboring countries, including striking Kuwait International Airport. So the ceasefire remains fragile, and it's unclear whether and when negotiations will resume with momentum.
Well, as you mentioned, these recent clashes, how is that impacting the attempt at peace?
Despite the recent clashes, President Trump continues to double down on the fact that talks are going well. However, we have seen a shift in rhetoric from the U.S. administration over the past week, in which senior officials, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, have said that negotiations to diminish or dismantle Iran's nuclear program will take time. President Trump has said just the same, that these things are not solved overnight. At the same time, of course, Israel and Lebanon did sign a ceasefire agreement this week. However, Hezbollah was not party to those negotiations, while Hezbollah stopping its attacks against Israel is a cornerstone of this new ceasefire. And only when Hezbollah does stop these attacks would Israel start to withdraw from parts of southern Lebanon, leaving way for the Lebanese military to come in. So it's a very complicated situation overall.
Sam, I want to also go on to another topic. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Trump's pick for acting director of national intelligence, Bill Polk, to start firing members of the U.S. intelligence community. The report alleges Mr. Trump says he thinks the office that Polk is overseeing is unnecessary and or too big. What sort of impacts might this have on the nation's intelligence gathering capabilities?
Well, as someone who's worked closely with the intelligence community on and off for over 20 years, these are very difficult statements to hear. These are dedicated public servants. And certainly the post-9/11 era did see the creation of the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, which has overseen 18 component parts of the U.S. intelligence community, billions of dollars in resources, tens of thousands of personnel. And as we think about what President Trump has reportedly told Acting Director Polk to do, firing individuals willy-nilly will not just have an impact on the U.S. intelligence community today. It will mean that recruitment and retention of talented intelligence community members will be severely diminished at a time when our adversaries, China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, aren't diminishing their intelligence capabilities. They're doubling down on them. So it will certainly put the United States at a disadvantage if any diminution in or streamlining of the U.S. intelligence community is not done carefully, thoughtfully, and more than likely with the consent of Congress as well.
All right. Sam Vinograd, thank you so much for that.
Thanks.